the LG V60 or the Samsung S23 Ultra. Now I know for some of you out there, it's a no-brainer. Okay, this device is over 4 years old. This device is just came out last year, so it's a little, over a year old. So I know for some of y'all out there, it's a no-brainer. I'm going with the S23 Ultra, especially for Samsung fanboys. Okay, but this LG V60 is still a beast of a device. It really is. It's still impressive even in 2024. Now, this was released in 2020, and of course, I said the S23 was released in 2023. Keep in mind, both of these are flagships. The LG V60 is a flagship device, so there's no difference when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to price, the LG V60 is considerably cheaper than that of the S23 Ultra, because you could find this for less than $300, and for brand new, I seen it on Amazon for like $350. So I still think that's excellent for a brand spanking new LG V60. I didn't even know they still had LG V60s available that was brand new. Like, so if you if you were ever interested in this device, you can get it spanking brand new on Amazon for $350. So think about that. Now, when it comes to build quality, both of these devices are excellent when it comes to build quality. Now, of course, the LG V60 comes with Gorilla Glass 5, and the S23 Ultra comes with, Gorilla Glass Victus 2. But they're both excellent, okay? Gorilla Glass 5, I've had no issues. I got no scratches on this front or back, no micro scratches. Of course, I'm not going to get scratches on the back of the S20 Ultra because I have a skin on it. But I have no micro scratches on the front of this either. So build quality on both of these are excellent. Now, which one is more comfortable to hold in the hand is definitely the V60. And the reason why I say that, because it's just the corners are rounded. And the S23 Ultra is boxy and the corners are sharp. So you hold it without a case, it digs into the palm of your hand. With these being rounded, this is super comfortable. And keep in mind, this is a much wider device than that of the LG V60. Now, when you look at always on displays, of course, Samsung does have the better always on display. But let me turn this on. I do like LG V60's always on display though. I forgot that I allowed the battery to go dead on this, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. But this is the always on display. It's a nice photo of me and my wife, and I like it. But the Samsung does have a better always on display overall. It just does, and it always has. But I still like LG's. Now, both of course customizable. LG V60 is definitely customizable, but not as customizable as the S23 Ultra. Now, both have an in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, with the LG V60, let me see. It's right here. It's kind of low. They put it kind of too low, and you kind of have to hold your finger down on it. So it's not the best. It does work, but it's relatively slow compared to the Samsung. It works, but it's slow, and it should be right here, but it's all the way down here. But you do get a little bit of haptic feedback, and you do get an animation. Now, of course, the S23 Ultra had the superior fingerprint sensor. It's just superior. I mean, it's just basically just tap, and it pops right open. So when it comes to fingerprint sensor, you're going to get a better one on the S23 Ultra. Now, face unlock. Now, face unlock is not important to everybody. It's important to me. It's an extra added convenience when you could just raise your phone up to your face and it automatically pops open. I like that. That's something that the LG V60 does not have. I don't know why LG left face unlock out of this phone, because it does have a front-facing camera. So I don't know why they took away face unlock. It makes no sense to me. And they always had them on their previous flagship devices. So I don't know why they did that. But of course, Samsung has face unlock. It's better, but it's still not 100. It's not as good as my Chinese devices. Not even close. but it's okay. But it does have face unlock, which is what I'm trying to say. Now, when it comes down to display, both have beautiful displays. However, Samsung S23 Ultra has a better display. Now, this has a 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus dynamic AMOLED display. Okay, 120 hertz refresh rate. It's stunning. It's beautiful. It actually can get brighter than this if I turn on the extra brightness. So it's just Samsung. Their display's always been on par. They've just always been beautiful. Now I don't necessarily, let me see, give you a, let me see, because I turned the thing off. Where is it? Sorry about that. The wallpaper thing I usually use. I must have moved it and then put it back in the folder, because I had it in here in a folder, but for some reason it's not in here. All right, hold up. Well, I ain't gonna worry about it right now, honestly, because I don't wanna drag out the video. Okay, hold up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. HD wallpapers. Let me see. You know what? I could have deleted this thing by accident because I don't see it. I must have. Oh, there it is. I really want y'all to see the display, and you can't really judge it just.
$200. Give me a socket set. $200? Have you used all the tools in this truck? Hey.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but you heard those speakers. These speakers on here is amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. Okay, hold on.
Boss, $200. Give me a.
Gotta go in this directory. All right. So now I can actually get some wallpapers. I really want y'all to see. Okay. See, now you can see. So I'll put both up. You can see both are beautiful. Okay. This one is definitely brighter, but this one is not like it's dim or anything. This is only 1080p. This is a 6.8-inch 1080p POLED display. No 120 hertz refresh rate on the LGV60. Okay, it's only at 60 hertz, but it doesn't perform like a 60 hertz. It's relatively smooth. You relatively get a smooth experience with this device, and I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, that was stupid. I forgot to apply. Set it for the lock screen too. All right, so it's been changed. There we go. So when you go in to something, it's still pretty fast, as you can see. Things are not loading up really slow. So performance is still relatively good. But I mean, it's not like it doesn't have some smoothness to it, because it does. So, not having 128, 120 hertz is not a big deal. It really isn't. Especially if you've never had a phone that has that, you're not going to miss it, honestly. Because I'm using my Note 20 Ultra, which only has, it does have 120 hertz, but I'm using 60 hertz and Quad HD to save battery. But this phone is good as far as performance, and the display, as you can see, is very, very beautiful. So on the display, they're very comparable to each other. Now, both of these have IP68 water and dust resistance, which is important. Okay, even though this is older, IP68 all the way, you good. You can submerge this up to 5 feet of water for 30 minutes. Both of them, same rating. Also, both of these have wireless charging. Now, the wireless charging on both of these is crazy slow. So I'm just saying that to say they both have wireless charging, but they're both incredibly slow. Okay, you're looking at almost 3 hours to charge on both of these, which is ridiculous, especially for the S23 Ultra. I kind of expect that from the LGV60 since it's 4 years old, but for this to be just over a year old and still charging at 15 watts, that's pathetic. And there's no excuse for that, Samsung. Zero excuse. Now, with the S23 Ultra, it does come with reverse wireless charging, which is cool for those of you that actually use that. Now, when it comes to charging speeds, now the S23 Ultra does give you 45-watt super fast charging, which is not super fast charging compared to other devices that I have. It's not, because my OnePlus has 100-watt charging. You know, my Mi 11 Ultra has was that 67 watt wireless, wired charging. Okay, my V60, I mean my X my X Note, my Vivo X Note, 80 watts of fast charging. So this is slow compared to those devices, but it is faster than the LGV60, which only gives you quick charge 4.0. So you're looking at an hour and 42 minutes. You're looking at an hour and 10, between an hour and 10 to hour 15 minutes with the Samsung. So neither one are really impressive when it comes to charging speeds. Now, when it comes to battery life, both of these are also comparable. Both have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I can get a full day sometime into the next day. With the S23 Ultra, I really can't get into the next day. If I'm using it moderate to heavy, I say if I'm doing moderate to heavy, I'll have about maybe 39% when I get home from work. And by the time I go to bed, I might have in the 20s. So I really can't get into the next day with this phone. Not really. If I use it heavy, I could literally kill this phone in one day. If I go crazy, wouldn't even be a problem. But it doesn't have bad battery life. I'm not saying that. But for a phone to be this old as this phone is, this phone could still hold its own against the S23 Ultra in 2024 easily when it comes to battery life. Keep in mind, 1080p display. This is Quad HD display. Now, when it comes to audio, this is where this is not even close. Okay, not even close at all. Both come with dual stereo speakers. Okay, but the dual stereo speakers on the LGV60 annihilates the dual stereo speakers on the S23 Ultra. Annihilates. It's just, there's zero competition. Okay, it's not close. You talking about quality sound, I mean loudness and the richness of the sound, the clarity. The LGV60s, I had forgot how great these speakers were because I was just fooling around. I just decided one day, like I think last weekend, I said, let me grab my V60, maybe watch a couple of, YouTube videos, because I usually only use this phone for an alarm because these speakers definitely wake me up. I mean, there's just no way I can't sleep through these speakers. That's how loud they are. I can't sleep through it. I just can't do it. That's how loud they are. So, but I took it, I said, let me watch a couple of YouTube videos and, check it out. I haven't used it like that in a while. And I was like, and then I started watching some Star Trek I got on there on one of my SD, on my SD card. And I was blown away by the audio. I'm like, oh my goodness, these speakers are crazy. These speakers are crazy. And then I picked up my S23 Ultra, played the same video, and it wasn't even close. I mean, these speakers are amazing. These speakers compete with my ROG5, my OnePlus, and my Mi 11 Ultra. That's how good these speakers are. These speakers destroy the speakers on the S23 Ultra. I'm telling you, they just do. All right, so let's go to the next thing. The fact that this device separates itself because of that little hole right there, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And along with that, a 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, the sound that you get out of this with some high impedance headphones or either just regular headphones, the sound is incredible. This has a 32-bit DAC, not a quad DAC. It don't even compare at all. Not close. The audio on here, whether it's through the headphone jack, whether it's through the dual stereo speakers, completely blow the S23 Ultra away. It's not close. Now, if you're a person that's into sound, you're into audio, this is the phone you want. I'm telling you. this is the phone that you want. All right. Now, also keep in mind the LGV60 has a dual case compatibility, so you can add a dual case to this phone and have two full displays. Now, I do have one. I don't know where it is at the moment. I do have it, but I really don't use it that much. But as opposed to doing, you know, your multi-screen where you split the screen in half, you don't have to do that with this. You got two full screens. So that's an advantage that the LGV60 has over the S23 Ultra with that dual case, that dual screen case. It's the bomb. Okay, it does make the phone extra a little heavier and more bulkier, but if you use the case, you'll enjoy it. Only thing about it is that that case is still very expensive. Like I still keep saying it for just like for $200. Like I think that price is ridiculous. They should be selling that thing for at least I say maybe like 125, but $200 still, that's too much. I don't support that. All right, now with the S23 Ultra has something that the LGV60 don't have. You have the S Pen. Now, of course, the LGV60 does have pen support, but come on. Any of y'all know that use Samsung phones, use the S Pen, and you use the LGV, use the LG phone with a pen. It's not the same, okay? There, nobody has anything like the S Pen. Nobody, not Apple, nobody. The S Pen is in a class all by itself. All the things that you could do with it is just amazing. A Bluetooth S Pen built right into the phone. Like I said, this has pen support, but it's not built into the phone. This is built right into the phone. And for those of you that are big fans of the S Pen, you already know what it could do. It could do a lot. Now, the big daddy of them all, this is going to matter to a lot of y'all out there. SD card support. Okay? This phone, SD card support up to 2 terabytes. Think about 2 terabytes of storage. You got no SD card support on this, the S23 Ultra, 0. So whatever you got in it for internal storage, you drop an SD card in there from, I say, from 100 something gigs all the way up to 2 terabytes. And there are 2 terabyte SD cards out there, but you won't really need 2 terabytes. You could just use 1 terabyte. That's pretty much unlimited storage. Unless you're a storage monster like me and you'll literally use a 2 terabyte. I actually would use a 2 terabyte SD card. And one day I'm actually going to get one and put it in here. Definitely going to do that. But that's a big advantage that the LGV60 has over the S23 Ultra. For those of you that still care about stuff like that, I happen to be one of the people that do. Okay. I mean, 2 terabytes, 512 gigs. That's a huge difference. All right, let's move along. Now, this LGV60 does come with a dedicated Google button on the side that I never ever use because I actually forget that it's there. But you just press it and it automatically comes up. Your Google Assistant. That's cool. But actually, Samsung, you can make the power button, the Google Assistant. All you got to do is go into settings and go to was that side key, and you could make it where you hit the power button 2 times, bring up Google Assistant, or you could hit it 2 times to open up the camera, or you could hit it 2 times to open up the app. So you could actually, make your power button a dedicated Google button. So that's not really a big deal, but that's something I had to mention. All right, when it comes to customization, it's not close. Both are customizable, but the Samsung S23 Ultra destroys the LG V60 when it comes to customization. It's not even remotely close. It's just not, and it never has. One UI plus good lock and all of these ways you could just keep customizing this device. It's just crazy. And it's my favorite Android software on the market. It's my favorite. I like OnePlus. I like some other ones out there, but One UI to me is the best when it comes to overall Android skins. And of course, cameras. The cameras on both of these devices, I gotta say, are great. You got manual mode and manual video mode and manual camera mode. The pictures that this take, it looks professional, and the video is awesome. Same with this one, video quality, picture quality, excellent. So you're not gonna get a bad deal when it comes to photos with either one of these devices. You're gonna get great photos and videos on both. I can vouch for both. Now, I like the picture quality a little bit better on the S23 Ultra, but that's just me. But the LGV60, trust me, these cameras are excellent. These are no slouches, and these can hold their own against today's upper tier smartphones. Trust me, they can. Now, I'm not a person that's heavily into the cameras anyway. That's why I don't do really camera comparisons, and I don't dive deep into the cameras. That's just not they're not that important to me, honestly. Now, I do want a phone with good cameras, but they're not the number one selling point for me when I'm looking for a phone. I know for some of y'all it is, but for me, no. That's why I hardly ever talk about the cameras that much. I'll do a full review, and then I'll show you the photo samples and all that. That's pretty much it. And I may mention it here and there when I do a video about the device, how good the photos are, but I usually don't show any photos or videos. I did that in my full review. So I'm not heavily into the cameras like that. But let me just say this. Both of the cameras on both of these devices are great. Excellent. So when it comes down to these devices, you can't go wrong with either. They're both are pretty awesome. I love them both. But when it comes to price, you're going to be better off with the LGV60. When it comes to audio, you're going to be better off with the LGV60. When it comes to SD card support, you're going to be better off with the LGV60. Dual case, the LGV60. The comfort holding in the hand without a case, the LGV60. Okay? Both with performance, both are great, but you are going to get 120 hertz on the S23 Ultra. But seriously, I mean, for the most part, both of these devices are great. But like I said, if it's about money, get with the LG. Now, it has Android 13, is not getting any more updates. But I know that's not important to everybody. Everybody don't care about that stuff. You could put a VPN on your device. But if you want to spend less money, you want a better audio experience, you want SD card support, you do get pen support on here, and you can get that dual screen case, I say go with the LG because you're going to get a great experience. Now, I think the two biggest things that I didn't like about this device, let me share those with you really quick, and then I'm going to be done. Now, I don't know why this thing just went like that, but the power button was placed way too high. I mean, see how high it is? It should be here. It's way up here. So I don't like that. They placed that power button way too high. And last thing is that I don't like that. That teardrop, I don't like that. I could deal with the thicker bezels around the sides. I could deal with that, but that I don't like. Give me this. Don't give me this. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No. So those are the two biggest issues I have with this. Really. Oh, and face lock. So face unlock, this this teardrop and how high the power button is. Other than that, this is a fantastic device. I'm trying to tell you, it's a fantastic device. I highly recommend the LGV60 even in 2024. And of course, you already know that the S23 Ultra is a beast. It is. Okay, they could have did some things better on here, like the charging speeds could have been so much better, especially the wireless charging. I mean, the wireless charging is a joke. And I hate the fact that they took away that SD card support and never brought it back. I don't like that at all. But you do have that on the LGV60. So both are great, but if it's about money, it's about audio and SD card support, you definitely want to go with the LGV, and great cameras. Go with the LGV60 and great battery life. So IP68 water and dust resistance. This is the full package, just no face unlock, which that's not going to be a big deal for everybody. All right, so thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody out there staying safe and staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.